All right. Hope everyone is doing great. Let's just get straight to the calls. The first caller was, let me see, 281660. 281660.
Yes, hi there. My name is Vicky.
Hello.
Hi, I'm new to your platform, so I don't know, how to begin, but I guess just start with the question.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah. So basically, three questions per caller. If you have less, it's all right. And if there's more clarity on whatever the first three are, just let me know.
Okay. All right. So let me start with the first one. Okay. Again, I'm new to your platform, so I started out at level three. And so the question was, what's the best way to cipher through the Patreon, when it comes to your videos? Because I see, that you touch on a lot of different topics such as spirituality, credit card debt, court cases, and what have you. So, what's the question is, what's the best way to cipher through the Patreon?
Okay, yeah, there is quite a lot of subject matter. And if you notice, you see that the videos are compartmentalized with trust or business or contract or things like Spirit
Mm-hmm.
101. So there's actually a playlist. If you notice that the search function of the patron page is not really organizing it like you would like for it to, there's a playlist.
Yeah.
Do you have a link to the playlist?
Okay. I don't. I
Okay.
guess I don't.
You can inbox me on Patreon and I'll send you the link to it. So the playlist basically
Okay.
organizes all the videos. But if there's any priority of videos that I would say you should start with, it depends on where you are at. But I would just say start with the Trust 101s. And those Trust 101s would basically lead you as a road path to everything else. And then that's just the logical portion of things. And then I would implore you to watch the Arts and Craft and Spirit 101 videos to use that as basically a glue to everything you're doing here physically. To start with those two first and send me that inbox and I'll send you the playlist link.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed that those arts and crafts videos, it gets you sucked in. And so once I started listening to one, I'm like, okay, I really want to hear all of these, and then I jump over to something else, and then I'm just kind of like all over the place. So yeah, okay. So I'll send you an inbox. Um, Second question. I know there's different types of damages that I heard you mention uh, when it comes to like a court case. Uh, um, and so the question is, what sort of a damage uh, should one pursue when someone else has trespassed uh, on their property, on your personal property, your estate?
Okay, now what type of properties? Is that something that's physical or is that something based on what's not physical?
Not physical. Well, I guess when I say property, I'm talking about me as the estate.
Okay,
It's a
so,
trespass against me.
okay, all right,
Mhm.
I think I see what you're saying. You're speaking about whatever that ins legis is and whatever your interest to it is.
Right.
Okay, so before you even start speaking about the matter of damages, you really need to come from the angle of a trust, since it's an interest and you are perceiving it as an estate. One of the primary things that people usually, I won't say people, but one of the primary things that's easy when it comes to trust damages is compensatory damage. Compensatory damage is the same thing they call actual damages, meaning whatever was lost will be given back to you. Now, when it comes to interest, you have to first establish what those actual things are through something called an injunction, which will list the damages of if this happens, this is what you owe me. In other words, a contract has to be established. And two, a non-UCC have to be placed onto the records to basically affirm that on a financial level before you can start asserting any type of claim. That's the first part. So that will be listed in the injunction and the non-UCC, but that has to be done through the trust. The second type is punitive damage, which is basically because you did this, you shouldn't have, and you knew better. Because I gave you notice and there was a prior contract based on trust law, which was what I mentioned earlier with the injunction and the non-UCC. You should be punished for this. That's called punitive damage. Then there are other types of damages, such as jails. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess, I guess
So-
it's in-house.
So write them a letter asking for those extra damages, and that will be your settlement terms. So the heading of the letter will be settlement offer.
Okay. Okay. I sort of did that already and
Okay.
told them, but so that's pretty much where we are because they said we're not going to even acknowledge the letter, although the information is on record that I did submit that because I sent it certified and everything, and I did notarize it. And so they said, but we're not going to speak about it or acknowledge it until after we do our process of, first of all, making you aware of what we've done or what has happened. And then after that, sending you this check. And then you then have to return the check or reject. They said, don't return the check. They said, go, no, that's yours. That's yours. You can keep that check even though you're rebutting the situation. You can still keep that check. And I said, no, I don't want to keep the check because by me keeping the check, it means that I'm accepting what you're saying, and I don't accept it. So you can have the check back, and here's the letter saying that I want to, press further, and then this is what I want. So I did, put a figure on there and stuff.
Okay. So 2 questions now. Is the figure over 100,000 or more than whatever they took out?
Well, they sent me this check, and then I sent it back, and so I told them 50,000.
Okay, is that 50,000 more than the amount they initially took out that they're not supposed to?
Is it more than? Yes.
Okay, that sort of reduces the chance.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I can't really answer that because
Okay.
I really don't know what they took out. Yeah.
Okay, so 2 is, what was their response to that besides the fact that they say they're going to continue? Is there any date set for anything?
No, I got a phone call very early in the morning and, just asking if I had any further questions.
Okay,
And
3
I said,
is,
no, I mean,
okay, have you read the
Mhm.
arbitration and mediation clause within their agreement?
I read over the letter, what agreement though? Because see, the thing of it is it was for a product that they, enrolled me in against my knowledge. I
Okay.
didn't even know I was enrolled in the product.
Okay. So let's just, for instance, say that it's a credit card. Within that credit card
Mhm.
agreement, there'll be a mediation section in it. Do you have a copy of that?
Well, no, because I don't know the details of the product. I just know that it was a accidental. It was an insurance, okay, that they added to my account.
Okay. What I'm saying is, regardless of what the extra services that they were not supposed to take out, Whenever you
Mm-hmm.
initially have the account with them, they always give you an agreement and condition. Do you have
Mm.
that in your vicinity or access to that?
Okay, well
Because
then with that said, then I guess I would need to look at the particulars with opening up the checking account.
yeah, so the most important thing that I would have you do it or that I would do if I was in your circumstances, I will call them and then tell them, hey, I have an account with you guys. Please send me the terms and
Mm.
condition for the account if you don't currently have it. That terms and condition will have the mediation section that basically stipulates the
Okay.
details involved in how the security was provided when you got it. You're good to go.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Just double checking. All right. Thanks. And uh, what was the other thing? Okay. So I have an elderly father and a sister who are both, kind of overwhelmed with this type of information, and I don't believe that they're going to want to pursue further education or whatever. And but as kind of like a, I don't know, as an introduction, or to kind of help them get started off, they authenticated the birth certificates and received the annex form or paperback, officially done. Now, if they didn't pursue this, is there any? Well, how do I say? Basically, should I allow them, or should I have them pledge their documents to my trust or another trust, etc.? Is there any reason why my trust should have multiple birth certificates pledged to it, or should I create another trust in case they wanted to pursue this in the future? Is there benefit for me to have my father's trust also? Because the way I see it, he's not, there's the whole emancipation aspect and all these things in the beginning that he didn't do either. So I don't know if I can really accomplish what I would want to accomplish with that if he did.
Okay, so there are two ways you can go by doing that. It would not hurt if you put their estate into your trust with those authenticated instruments. But with your father, you probably wouldn't be able to do much with that. Now with your sister, you likely will able to. Now, another thing you can do is create independent trust for each of those instruments, but make sure that you have the greatest power in each of those, where they will be the grantor for their independent instruments, but you will be the trust protector and beneficiary.
Trust protector. I
Yes.
see.
And
Gotcha.
beneficiary. Those two positions, you must be those two in theirs. And then the foreign
But not
trustee.
trustee.
Right. So that's what I'm about to say. So the foreign trustee would either be the same as yours or another one that you have control of. And
Right.
from there,
Now,
you can
being,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, being co-trustee, would that cause a problem? Is that a smart move? As trust protector and co-trustee?
Don't be a co-trustee, because the assumption is that now with a co-trustee, are you using his legal name or the spiritual name?
No, I would use the spiritual name only after the name change was done.
Okay, then yes, you can do it that way. But ultimately, regardless of what positions you play, the trust protector and beneficiary are the two most beneficial if you want to do it that way for their stuff. And of course, just make sure that whatever you do, just make sure that they do provide your consent to it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. They're too completely, trusting in me, because they don't have the time, they don't have the ability. They would really want to lean on me and have me do everything truthfully, which I understand. They're both a lot older, and anyway, it's I just wanted to make sure I wouldn't be wasting time if there was not too much benefit. But I could see where the benefit with my sister, that I see where that would be a lot easier and a lot smoother, and a lot more beneficial as opposed to my father. That makes sense. Okay. Then I just had one question about I guess maybe a definition, if you will. I have this, let me see how to put this here. 1 second here. Okay, I got this email, got it a couple of years ago. I've been dealing with Apex clearing. I don't know if you're familiar with Apex clearing.
What is that?
They're a clearing corporation that deals with, the securities.
So is it
Because that's the question.
is it something they call fintech, or is it a formal banking institution? Is it like a financial
Goodness.
institution, like a virtual financial institution, or a physical bank?
Yeah, I believe so. No, it's not. It's not a physical. I don't believe it's a physical bank. Because this is a Peak 6 company, which,
Okay.
I mean, my experience, what I know,
Okay.
you know.
Okay. What's the
Okay.
question?
So what they have is they use the term looking for it. Basically, I got this email a couple years ago saying that that they have a security of mine, and
If you still have access to one of the third-party platforms, you should probably call them and try to get the insurance information for it. Start from there, because there is something there for you, and they're just, whatever that notice is them just saying, all right, we don't have a formal bank account for you down to put this in, or even if we do, this is the bank account we choose to do business with, because they get monies for basically adding more money into other people's bank account, but they're just trying to open it in your name. That's just what that is. So try to find out the information for the insurance, because all loans are insured, and then speak to whoever the representative is and ask them if you can recall it, if you want to, or if you can sell it. Up to you. Those are the two powers you have there, but know that there's a broker in between.
Okay. Now, I'm sorry. Is that 3 questions? Basically, let me just tell you this. It says that they're paying in compliance with Rule 15C3-3. I haven't seen that before. I don't. So I don't know if that says anything specific, but
Okay.
I don't know. Never seen.
Is he a?
I don't know. Do you know that one? 15C3-3.
Okay.
It makes no other reference. It just says that.
Okay. So of 17 CFR, because 17 CFR speaks of commodity and security of exchange, and 15C, I don't know -3, but I know 15C speaks of basically quotations from information of people they lend money from. So it deals with commodity and security exchange basically. So it's either
I'll go read all that.
It's either that, or it deals with 2 people.
You have a good day, man.
Yeah, you too. So to the 2 people left, please send me your email and I'll just put it on Patreon. I planned on only doing 30 minutes in this call, so I'll basically speak to you guys later. And again, send me your questions in an email and I'll just post it on Patreon. The rest of you guys, thanks for calling. Take care.
Hey, I'm inviting you to come join the Patreon page. Not only do you get access to documents, posts, and videos that you will never find on any other platforms, you also get instant access to webinars that otherwise will cost far more. And we speak of things that usually we would not be able to speak of on any other platforms far more freely. On top of that, you get the opportunity to send me monthly questions along with everyone else's questions, so you can see other people going through similar circumstances. You never know, what you think might be a stupid question is quite often very valid. On top of that, you get access to monthly question and answer archives from several years back from people who have gone through it and people who are going through it. Get information regarding things you experience daily that you didn't even know you could take advantage of when it comes to business, work, or other personal things. There's a community of people where you can bounce information off of, and they can give you some tips and tricks based on what they're currently going through in their respective venues that you might maybe want to link up with. And there's a high likelihood you're not going to find them anywhere else. And you also get the access to directly send me messages. Oh, and also if you are a tier 4 member, you get access to yet another monthly meeting where we actually answer as much questions as we can, and we're between an hour and a half, and in some cases up to 4 hours. In addition to that, we also show some exclusive lessons that are not going to be posted on Patreon or anywhere else but the tier 4 meeting alone. So come forth, come join the 500 plus people already on Patreon. And in some cases, we even give certain things out. And while you're at it, you might want to check out the store, subtlesubstanceservices.com. There might be a few things you want to pick up in there.